Hello everyone, this is WarnotGamer4 here with another challenge run video. For this video, we're gonna become a train of unimaginable pain, meaning that we're gonna shoulder bash all our enemies into submission. The game plan is to use Aspect of the Crucible Horns incantation from the start all the way to the end of the game. There really isn't much for rules except that the main source of damage is from the incantation. And as usual, the run starts when we get our challenge run item. Because in order to get the incantation, we have to get into Stormveil first. So anyway, let's just get right into it. First, we tried to skip the tutorial and reach Stormveil with the zip glitch, but after multiple failed attempts, I scrapped the idea of zip glitching, and instead leave the area the old-fashioned way. Now we get our horse real quick, and instantly challenge Margit, which took 2 tries to get used to fighting him in melee again. And once we remember how to fight Margit, we stagger him multiple times. And with one final club to the face, Margit goes down, taking about 4 minutes and 12 seconds. I also had to retry 2 times. Now let's skip his death monologue by jumping off the cliff. Now we make our way through Stormveil, obliterating and running through the enemies. And once we've reached the top, we fall down the side of the castle. And meet the Crucible Knight we need to defeat in order to get the incantation we require. Now let's get the elevator to do the job for us. Wait for it. There we go. Gravity gave us our incantation. Now let's go get the Strength Knot Crystal Tear, get the Sleeping Bomb recipe, obtain our Wondrous Flask, and use the teleport nearby to reach Dragon Barrow fast, so we can get the medallion at Fort Feroth first. Also getting the Radagon Sword Seal as well, and after watching the enemies get intimate at the bottom of the ladder, we get the other half of the medallion at Fort Height, steal the Faith Knot Crystal Tear from a bunch of flowers. Now we do a bit of farming to level up our character to be able to use the horny incantation we got. We also need to be able to use it, so we buy the Finger Seal at the Twin Maiden Husks, go around Stormveil Castle to reach the Liurnia of the Lakes, and get the 2-finger heirloom at the Purified Ruins for temporary use. Now we head over to the Celia Crystal Tunnel to get the Faithful's Canvas Talisman for a small bonus incantation damage. Now we make our way to the north part of the lakes to reach the Rhea Lucario Crystal Tunnel, and once we're in here, we shoulder bash the boss into oblivion. In order to get the Smithing Stone Bell 1. And then to the Seal the Tunnel cave to retrieve the Smithing Stone Bell 2 in the chest. We give the bells to the Twin Maidens to get some stones to upgrade our seal as much as possible. With our new upgrades acquired, we go to the Lux Ruins and show the Queen there why we're called the Pain Train. And once the Queen is gone, we get the Ritual Sword Talisman for bonus damage at full health. Now off to the High Road Cave to shoulder bash a random golem in the legs to get the Blue Dancer's Charm for bonus physical damage while we have low equip load. And now we eliminate a Deathbird at the lakes to get the Red Feathered Brandsword Talisman for bonus damage when we're at very low health. Now we make our way through Stormveil Castle and prep our health for the Brandsword Talisman, just to get instantly killed by Godrick Passing Wind. So instead we go and challenge the boss at full health. For Godrick, we pretty much just bully him with our horn to shoulder. Godrick pretty much stood no chance against us, but he did almost win because of bad positioning in my part. With the last hit, Godrick goes down, with the fight taking about 2 minutes and 7 seconds. And I also died one time. Now we level up our character and go to the Golden Lineage Everjail to quickly take out Godfrey so we can get the Godfrey icon for bonus charge damage for a charged charge. Now off to Rea Lucario we go. Eliminate the Red Wolf of Radagon. Also bullying the elevator guard that gets in our way. Now it's time to fight Rennala, where we shoulder bash a bunch of her newborn students that act as her shield spell. For the second phase, we pretty much just bully her by sending her up in the air. And with one last charge, Rennala goes down, taking about 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Now we level up. Head over to Mount Gelmir, survive a giant hand encounter, get the Golden Vow incantation, send the invader to the moon, get the Jellyfish shield, also the Flame Grant Me strength incantation, and now we go fight Commander O'Neill at the heart of the Rot Swamp. So we can get his commander's standard spear. And we also start doing Millicent's quest. Getting the arm at the Shaded Castle. Also getting some perfumer stuff for the future. Now off to the Windmill Village to take out the Godskin Apostle at the top, who we actually do quite a bit of damage to. With the Apostle defeated, we now talk to Millicent in the same location, get a bit more perfume bottles, and now we start to do Vare's quest. So we invade an NPC and shoulder bash him to death, also getting a Somber 6 stone in the process, then drench a napkin in strawberry jam, and now we have access to Mohg's palace, where we get our Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone, and start farming till we get our faith up to 40. And we're doing this because it's time to get a new talisman. So we go to Volcano Manor and head into Prison Town to get the Earth Tree seal, then charge our way through the lava, get a Somber 5 stone, and fight the Godskin Noble at the church, which hits us through the pillar. But anyway, we start bruising him with our shoulder. And also look at this bullshit. He just casually stops rolling to get around the pillar just to try to catch me lacking. But eventually we take him down, and now we start doing some cage jumping. And our reward for all of that is a Somber 7 smithing stone. Now we go back to Dragon Barrow to get our Somber Stone 8 and 9. And with all the upgrade stones bought and acquired, we level up our seal to the max, which does an extra 35 incant scaling for now. Now we level up and get our health low so we can get the effects of the red branch sword talisman. And after applying all of our buffs, we vibe check the hell out of the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Yeah, that was about 16 seconds of me shoulder bashing and bullying the boss. Now that we're inside the capital, we start sending enemies flying left and right. But before we fight Phantom Godfrey, we go and fight the tree spirit on Mount Gelmer, who loves being a giant annoying tree snake. But once it went down, we get the Cerulean Hidden Tier, so our buffs don't take up FP at the start of the fights. Now it's time to fight Phantom Godfrey. And with our charge doing a large amount of damage and the boss missing his attacks, it seems that Godfrey can't take the pain train. And he goes down after about 34 seconds. But before we move on to fight Morgott, we head over to Redmane Castle to challenge Radahn on a one-on-one battle. Radahn was annoying to fight mostly because of his mobility, but when he starts to transition into using gravity magic, it gives a good amount of time to attack. And with one final charge exchange, we achieve victory, and Radahn goes down, taking about 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And I also died one time. Now we go down into Necron, show the Mimic who the real pain train is, light up some fires, and now we shoulder charge an anorexic deer till it falls. That fight took about only 52 seconds. Now it's time to head over into the Lindell sewers, where we do a bit of leveling up, use the jump skip to ignore most of the sewer pipes, and after dealing with a bunch of annoying pests in form of imp statues, we quickly get Mohg's shackle, And now it's time to fight Mohg the Omen, who was pretty much at the mercy of our horny shoulder, as most of the fight was dodging attacks and charging right after. And with one final charge, Mohg goes down, taking about 3 minutes and 21 seconds. And after finding out that this way to Deep Root Depths is blocked off, we make our way to Murkwater Cave, vibe check patches, so we can buy Margit's shackle off of him. Now it's time for Morgott, who just like Mohg is at our mercy. Also, I can finally see the diarrhea water when we hit second phase. And now we just charge at him when he finishes an attack. With the last hit, Margit goes down, with the fight taking about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now off we go to the mountaintop of the giants, where we talk to Millicent for her quest, get the Grace near the kiln for future use, go back and go through Carrion Manor, so we can join Ronnie to do her quest. We quickly get the Fingerslayer blade and give it to her to get the inverted statue so we can get the curse mark of death. Now we make our way down to the back entrance of Deep Root, go up the tree roots so we can fight Fia's champions, who spend most of their time in the air because this pain train doesn't stop. Also, the only thing that can apparently stop me is a bunch of throwing knives. But eventually they are all taken care of, with the fight taking about 1 minute and 24 seconds. And I also died one time. With the boss defeated, we give Fia the curse mark of death, we level up, and now we fight the Lichdragon, who is very annoying to hit in the head with the shoulder charge. So eventually we just settle to hit his arms, as it's something I can reach. And after dodging a bunch of fire, lightning, and literal death, Lichdragon goes down, with the fight taking about 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Now onwards we go to the River Main, where we fight against Blide's clone, who got real intimate with my shoulder. Now we quickly run through the rotten Strawberry Lake, in order to fight Astel, who pretty much gave us the win, as it loved getting close to us with its lunging swipe attack. That and his head is easily hittable, at least compared to Lichdragon. And with one last shoulder charge to the face, Astel goes down, with the fight taking about 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Now off we go to Castle Sol to fight Commander Niall, which at the start of the fight we quickly take out his summons. And once they're out of the picture, we fight the commander himself, which is pretty much just dodging his rush attacks and retaliating right after he misses. And with one last exchange, the commander goes down, taking about 5 minutes and 48 seconds to defeat. Now we have one half of the secret medallion. Let's get the second half of the medallion at the village of the Albinaurics. Then we go and light some candles in the consecrated snowfield to gain access to the Haligtree. While we're here at the tree, we level up, get bodied by a bunch of bubbles, glintstone pebbles, and the suck. But that ain't gonna stop the pain train. And now we face Loretta, who we pretty much bully like we did to the Draconic Tree Sentinel. We try to stay as aggressive as possible, as our charge can just stagger her. With one last hit, she goes down, with the fight taking about 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Now we charge our way through the forbidden barbecue sauce, aggro and fight the rotten tree spirit, which we can just cheese by getting it stuck on the terrain. And with the tree spirit down, we now go and help Millicent against her sisters for the final part of her quest. And with the support of the pain train coming through, we achieve victory in one try. Now we say an unfortunate goodbye to Millicent, get the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman inside of a chest, shoulder bash through a few pests, get Malenia's Grace for later. Now we show Godrick the power of our horny shoulder, get the Flock's Canvas Talisman from him. Now it's time to get some armor to help our aspects of the Crucible incantation damage. So we go and fight Crucible Knight Siluria just because she's in our way, and once she's dealt with, we pick up the Crucible Knight set inside of the chest, which unfortunately right now makes us fat roll. But that won't stop us from taking out fire giants. Now let's take out the giant's legs with the power of our horny shoulder. And for the second phase, we take advantage of his slower attacks for damage opportunities. With one last bash, Fire Giant goes down, with the fight taking about 7 minutes and 29 seconds. And I also died one time. We now level up our endurance one by one till we can finally mid-roll. Onwards, we set a Maiden of Flame to gain access to the flying ruins of Haram Azula. We get the Grace closest to the Godskin duo. Now let's go to the hero grave near the capital and deal with the Chariot Funhouse that is this place. The amount of times I've been hit by these mechanical death on wheels. This place is truly the Sen's fortress of Elden Ring. Anyway, once we've made it through, we fight the Crucible Knight duo, which we just chugged right through. Yeah, we pretty much just bully them with their own technique. Once they go down, we get another set of the Crucible Knight armor. And the only thing we switch off is the chest plate so my junk can be exposed for my enemies to fear. Now we go and get some cracked pots, and now we put them to good use to go against the Godskin duo, where we quickly use them to put them to sleep. Then take them out one by one after buffing ourselves. Sleeping pots really trivialize this fight, but it's for the best. With one last hit against the Godskin Absolute unit, we take out the duo, with the fight taking about 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Now we say hi to Alexander, and face him in honorary combat. But even he can't stop the pain train. Now we level up, lay down on the dirty floor next to a tornado, in order to fight Dragonlord Placidusax. For this fight, just sticking to and shoulder charging his tail is the safest way to damage him. But we also have to be careful getting stuck on it. And after dodging his laser, we're pretty much home free. With one final bash, Dragonlord goes down, with the fight taking about 7 minutes and 53 seconds. We level up our faith, eliminate an NPC invader in order to get the Purifying Crystal tier, so we can fight Mohg at his Palace of Blood. For the first phase, it's pretty much the same as fighting his clone in the sewers. Just dodge, then charge. For the second phase, it's the same thing, except there's literally bloody fire everywhere. Unfortunately, after a single try this challenge run, Mohg goes down, with the fight taking about 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Now we level up again with the runes we've earned, and make our way over to Rykard. For the first 2 attempts, it was to get a feel for the boss, to see whether or not I should change my strategy. And with how much chip damage we take from the pool of lava around the boss, we go and get the 2 Fingers Prayer Book, in order to get the Lord's Heal, and after making modifications to our kit, we now properly fight Rykard. For the first phase, nearly all of the end animations for his attacks are punishable, so we shoulder bash the hell out of the snakehead. For the second phase, we have to go up close and personal, as his right leg is one of the few ways we can actually do consistent damage to him. Because sometimes when I would charge his front, my attack won't do damage, because his front hitbox is farther away from the character model than it looks. And because he constantly faces us, we have to attack at the beginning and at the end of his Rancor, as it's the only time he doesn't constantly face towards us. With one final hit to the leg, Rykard goes down, with the fight taking about 22 minutes and 30 seconds. And I fortunately only died 2 times. Now we're off to fight Malenia, who with our weapon of choice can just delete us. So we have to time our attacks right, and with a bit of luck, not get hit. For the first phase, we charge while we're a bit of a distance away. And if we end up sending her flying, we capitalize the opportunity to charge her again. That's pretty much the strategy for phase 1. For phase 2, we just exchange attacks as she's very annoying with her fast recovery. But after her last Scarlet Aeonia, we finished her off, with the fight taking about 11 minutes and 29 seconds. And I also died 4 times. Now it's time to go on with the main story and fight Maliketh. For the first phase, we just wait for his slowest dagger attack to sneak in a shoulder charge. For phase 2, we bait out a Destined Death attack or his overhead to deal out a shoulder bash. The only reason I survived this encounter was because of our armor's high holy resist. With one last hit, Maliketh goes down, with the fight taking about 5 minutes and 7 seconds. And I also died 1 time. Now we do a rebirth to remove 1 point off of strength, then level up our mind, get our health down to near death to use our talisman, and witness Gideon shrug off our first shoulder charge. But afterwards we just send them flying. Now it's time for Godfrey, whose first phase went pretty well even though I was getting hit left and right. For the second phase, we get up close and personal a little too much for my liking, which eventually got me hit, grabbed, and airborne for a bit. And after abusing our charge distance to deal damage, we eventually take down Godfrey, with the fight taking about 4 minutes and 52 seconds. But before we face the god of this world, we go back to the mountaintop to farm Arteria Leaf. Then go to Liurnia to shoulder bash a bunch of land octopus to steal their ovaries. Don't you just hate when that happens? And lastly, get some Altus Bloom to make some blood boil aromatics. With everything set and ready, we prepare ourselves with a healthy amount of praying and taking drugs, so we can fight Radagon. For Radagon, we charge much more aggressively and try to dodge whenever he throws attacks at us. We want this done fast and efficient, as he's the most dangerous one to fight out of the 2 bosses. And after dodging his grab, we take him out and prepare for the last fight. For Elden Beast, thankfully it's an easy boss to damage when we get close enough. But I have been getting a bit too careless at times fighting Elden Beast. I tried to get a stylish kill here, but that nearly wiped me out. And after one last horny shoulder charge, the Elden Beast goes down, with the entire fight taking about 7 minutes and 34 seconds. And after getting drugged up on perfume, we finished the game. And there we have it, folks. Elden Ring is completed with the power of our shoulder. This run was pretty fun with all the bodies flying in the air. Just kinda wished I pulled off the zip glitch to get the incantation earlier at the beginning of the game, but oh well. Not much else to say, honestly, other than this was a pretty fun challenge run all the way through. Not like the last one that was suffering for the first half, and a bit of a struggle for the second half as some of the bosses had very high holy resist. This run was great the whole way through, and it's one challenge run I would recommend you to do, as you can bully some of the enemies real hard with the incantation. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as my other challenge runs. Oh, and if you have recommendation for what the next challenge run could be, please post it in the comments, as I do keep an eye out for suggestions when I read through your feedback. Well, this has been Worn Gamer 4, and make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell notification for alerts when I post a new video. And thanks for watching this video and my previous videos if you have as well. Later.